So here let us see how to find the circular convolution between the two sequences using the different methods. So now let us first discuss the time domain method, which is the convolution conventional method between the two sequences. So in the problem statement they will give the two sequences and you have to find the circular convolution between those two sequences by using either of the any method, right? So in the problem statement they will give x of n. So the first sequence x1 of n is given, that is 1 comma 1 comma 1, and the second sequence x2 of n is given, that is 1 comma minus 2 comma 2. Compute x1 of n convolved with x2 of n, taking n is equal to 3. You can observe the length of both the sequences are same, so you can consider n is equal to 3, right? So here let us solve by using the conventional method, that is time domain method. So the circular convolution between x1 of n and x2 of n is given by y of n. So this y of n is the circular convolved sequence between x1 of n and x2 of n. So it is a n point circular convolution, right? So please note the difference between this star indicates it is the simple convolution, and whenever a star which is enclosed by the circle, it is n point circular convolution. Please note the difference. So here we know the formula of the circular convolution in time, that is y of n is equal to summation m is equal to 0 to n minus 1 x1 of m, and here it is in place of h of n we have the second sequence x2 of n, that is x2 of n minus m, right? So here keep the first sequence as it is, then next shift the second sequence circularly by n value, this n value, right? So the method is very simple. So what I will do is, so here I will write n, and here I will write my first sequence x1 of m, and here I will write x2 of n minus m. Then here I will write y of n is equal to summation m is equal to 0 to n minus 1 x1 of m, and here it is x2 of n minus m. So here I can write capital N, or n is equal to 3 is given, so I will write 3 here, right? So this n varies from what? 0 to n minus 1. So n is 3, so this will be 0, 1, 2. What is the first sequence x1 of m? So the first sequence is 1, 1, 1. The second sequence is what? x2 of m, 1 minus 2, 2 is there. So here I will write the sample values using a circle. So I will write this one as x2 of m. So here I have 3 samples. So here it is 1, here it is 1, this is minus 2. So you have to go clockwise direction, and here it is 2, right? So if I consider the values, if I count the values in clockwise direction, so this is this will be my x2 of m. If I count the values in anti-clockwise, then it will be x2 of minus m, right? So here, so n is equal to 0. First I will put n is equal to 0. If I put n is equal to 0 means, so this becomes what, 0. So what you will get? You will get x2 of minus m. And what is x2 of minus m? x2 of minus m will be what? Count the values in anti-clockwise direction. So it is 1. So 1. Next there is 2. Next there is minus 2. 1 first, next 2, next minus 2, anti-clockwise. So what I will do is, so 1 comma 1 comma 1. So it is unchanged. x1 of m I am keeping as it is. For n is equal to 0, this x2 of m becomes what? x2 of minus m. So you have to take the samples in anti-clockwise direction, so that your x2 of minus m sequence will be what? 1, 2, minus 2. Then you multiply element by element and then add the multiplied values. So 1 into 1. So 1 into 1 is what? Plus. Next 1 into 2. 1 into 2. Plus 1 into minus 2 is plus 1 into minus 2. What you will get? 1 plus 2 minus 2, which is equal to 1, right? Similarly, again for n is equal to 1 also, x1 of m is unchanged, that is all the values are 1s. Next you substitute n is equal to 1, so this becomes what? x2 of 1 minus m, or else you can write x2 of minus m plus 1, both are same. Minus n plus 1 means, for this x2 of minus n you are adding plus 1, means it is advanced. Plus 1 means advanced, minus 1 means it is delayed. So here it is x2 of minus m, it starts from here, so it is advanced by what? 1 position, means here it is 0, 1 means here. So you have to start from what? Minus 2. Minus 2 in anti-clockwise directions. Minus 2 first, next 1, next 2, right? So minus 2, next 1, next 2. So this is my x2 of 1 minus m. Again you multiply element by element or sample by sample and then add it, you will get y of n. So what you will get? 1 into minus 2 is what? Minus 2, plus 1 into 1 is 1, next 1 into 2 is plus 2. What you will get? Again minus 2 plus 2 get cancelled, you will get 1. Next here it is 1 comma 1 comma 1. Substitute n is equal to 2. So after substituting n is equal to 2, what you will get? x2 of 2 minus m, or what you will get? x2 of minus m plus 2. So this is by advanced by 1. So if I add 2 means you have to start from here in anti-clockwise direction. First 2, then minus 2, then 1. So 2 minus 2, next 1. Again add 1 into 2, it is 2, plus 1 into minus 2, it is minus 2. Next 1 into 1 is 1. Again you will get 1, right? So what is the convolved sequence you will get? Y of n is equal to, the samples are 1 comma 1 comma 1. It's very simple, right? So the circularly convolved sequence of x1 of n and x2 of n will be y of n is equal to 1 comma 1 comma 1, right? So this is the first method, that is the time domain approach. So the same example can be solved using the frequency domain approach also, right? And after that you can verify whether both the approach gives the same result or not, right? So now let us take the second approach, which is the time domain approach. So the time domain approach means you have to use Stockham's method. So according to the Stockham's method, first you have to find the DFTs of two sequences. whatever the sequences are given, so you have to find the DFTs of those two sequences, right? And after finding the DFTs of each sequence, you multiply the DFT sequences. Let's say x1 of k and x2 of k are the two DFT sequences. You multiply them, so you will get x1 of k into x2 of k. Name that product by what? Y of k, right? And that y of k is x1 of k into x2 of k. Then take the IDFT of that y of k, you will get y of n, and that y of n itself is the circular convolution of x1 of n and x2 of n. So this is the Stockham's method, also known as the frequency domain approach for computing the n-point circular convolution of two sequences, right? So now let us use that, right? So again I will write down the sequences. x1 of n is 1, 1, 1, and x2 of n is, what is the sequence is given? 1, -2, 2 is given, right? So the circular convolution of these two sequences given by y of n, and this y of n is nothing but IDFT of y of k, and this y of k is nothing but what? Y of k is nothing but x1 of k into x2 of k, right? And then this x1 of k is nothing but DFT of x1 of n, and this x2 of k is nothing but DFT of x2 of n. So our job is to first find the DFT of the first sequence x1 of n, which is x1 of k, then find the DFT of the second sequence x2 of k, multiply, and the multiplied sequence, on the multiplied sequence you perform IDFT, so that you will get finally y of n. So how to start? So this is frequency domain approach. I will write here frequency domain approach. Frequency domain approach. How to start? So here I will first find x1 of k, which is DFT of x1 of n. Using DFT definition, I will write here, that is n is equal to 0 to n minus 1, right? What is n here? N is 3, so n minus 1 is what? 2, and here it is x1 of n w 3 raised to n k, right? So x1 of k is equal to, right, substitute n is equal to 0 to 2. So when I substitute n is equal to 0, x1 of 0 is what? 1, right? 1 into w3, n is equal to 0, 0 into k is what? 0, w3 raised to 0 plus, substitute n is equal to 1, so this is n is equal to, this is x1 of 1, so it is again 1 into, n is equal to 1 here, so 1 into k is k, so w3 raised to k you will get, plus again for n is equal to 2, x1 of 2 is equal to 1, so it is 1 into w3 raised to n is equal to 2, so it is, you will get 2k. So what you will get? So w3 raised to 0 is what? 1, so 1 plus w3k plus w3 2k. So this is my x of k. Similarly you find x2 of k. So x2 of k is the DFT of x2 of n, which is equal to summation, again n is equal to 0 to 2 x2 of n, and here it is w3 raised to nk. Again you substitute starting from n is equal to 0 to 2, right? So x2 of 0 is what? 1, so 1, and n is 0, so w raised to 0 is, you will get 1, 1 into 1 is 1, plus next x2 of 1 is minus 2, so here it is minus 2, and here n is equal to 1 means you will get w3 raised to k, plus x2 of 2 for n is equal to 2, it is plus 2, 2 into w3 raised to, here you will get 2k because n is equal to 2. So 1 minus 2 w3k plus 2 times w3 raised to 2k. So 1 and this one is 2, right? So after that you multiply both these two sequences, right? And that I will name it by what? Y of k, which is x1 of k into x2 of k. Multiply. So what is x1 of k? Which is 1 plus w3k plus w3 2k into x2 of k is 1 minus 2 times w3k plus 2 times w3 2k. Multiply these two. So what you will get? 1 into 1. 1 into 1 is 1. 1 into minus 2 w3k is minus 2 w3k. Next plus this into this 2 times w3k 2k. Next from this term to this term plus w3k. Next minus 2 w3k and w3k is what? K plus k is 2k. So w3 it is k into k is 2k. Next plus 2 into w3 k into 2k is, which is 3k. Next plus this term to all these terms. So w3 2k minus 1 into 2 is 2, 2k into k is w3 3k plus 2 into 1 is 2, 2k into 2k is 4k. So w3 4k, right? So now identify the similar terms here, right? w3k is there, right? So here minus 2 wk3 is there, and here it is wk is there, minus 2 w, right? You just simplify, and after simplifying what you will get is 1 plus w3k, and one more thing. So here it is 3k is there, so this term can be written as 2 times 2w3k can be written as, since it is greater than 2, so you subtract by 3, so it is 2 times w3 0k, that is nothing but 2 only, right? And here it is 4k is there, so this is also w3k is also what? 1, and this 4k is nothing but w3. So briefly, in short I will write, so 1 minus 2 w3k plus 2 w3k 2k plus w3k minus 2 w3 2k plus 2 times w3k means it is 1. Next w3 2k minus, it is 2 because this value is 1, right? Plus 2 times w4 minus 1 is 3, so it is w3k2, right? So after that you will get 1 plus, simplify this, after simplifying you will w3 raised to k plus w3 raised to 2k, that is y of k. Then after that you take IDFT of this one, so y of n is equal to IDFT of y of k. So this is nothing but I can write 1, and this one can be written as w raised to 1 into w raised to 0k. 0 is 1, n is 0, so this is 1 into k, so this is 2 into k. So just take the coefficient of all these, 1 comma 1 comma 1. So this is nothing but your y of n, that is the circular convolution of x of n and x1 of n and x2 of n. Understood now? Thank you.